So a quick run through of the Microsoft press conference, or at least the stuff that kind of stuck out to me. Before I go on, there's a good amount of games that they show. I'm not gonna cover everything, just most stuff that caught my attention. So first thing they finally showed off Project Scorpio, or how it looks, the name, and all that. So it's gonna be called the Xbox One X. Really, kind of, it's such a weird name, but they could have done much worse. I know with Xbox One X, it's gonna be really confusing. But if you look back and see the newer Xbox, the smaller one, the Xbox One S. Now that's another issue that just came to mind. But whatever. Back to the point. So Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. So kind of, damn, the more I say, the more dumb it sounds, because they sound so similar now. My point was gonna be this kind of going on that format, but they just sound so similar with S and X. See, what did I say there? You don't know. Okay, kind of back on track. $500. I don't think so. That's bad. I know the PS4 Pro came out at $400. So these aren't much they're supposed to be higher quality consoles because that's why you're paying all this money, so you get 4K support, HDR, kind of a thing. It improves loading times with current games, even if it's not supported through Xbox One X. And it's supposed to upscale the 1080p to 4K, so it looks better than if you just plug in a regular thing. But I'm pretty sure the Xbox One S already kind of does that better than versus when you get a PS4 and you get the PS4 Pro and you kind of plug it into a 4K TV. But I know that, yeah, so that's what's going on. Most powerful consoles, most smallest Xbox One. I've noticed when I saw sort of the development kits for it, it did look really small. That's something that caught my attention, and it's cool that they kept that same design. Now I'm kind of wondering how come they don't do that with the Xbox One S and kind of made it smaller. But, okay. So let's go into the games that they showed off. First off, Battlegrounds got announced for Xbox. It's going to be a console exclusive, going to come out later on this year. I think that's a really good move with the Battlegrounds hype that's going on. I haven't played it myself, and I could see this being really good, kind of like how when Minecraft first came out for the Xbox, and just a whole bunch of people just kept on buying it. I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing, and go off that hype. They went through Minecraft. It's going to have Xbox One X support. No huge deal in my thing. They put a new texture pack to make stuff look really nice. People are laughing at the fact that, look at this square block of dirt. Now we're going to see that in 4K. It sounds silly, but it probably is going to look a tad better compared if you just don't, it doesn't have that 4K support. It's a thing. Minecraft's still big. They're going to support the hell out of it. And kind of with that is that they're trying to link up a lot of the Minecraft games for mobile, VR, Windows 10, and consoles. Now the consoles, interesting thing is that they're going to have it Xbox One and for the Switch network. So they all could kind of intertwine with each other and just play. It's going to be interesting how that goes, because just of how how kind of customizable the PC versions are. But we'll see how that. It'll be interesting to check that out. Also, notice I didn't mention PS4 or any Sony-based consoles. For sure, that has to be a direct thing of no, we'll support the Switch, but we're not gonna let you intertwine with anyone else. Next up, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh, it looks insane! I already want to drop Smash and just play this game. It looks crazy. It looks insane. It's think about Marvel vs. Capcom, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. I'm really hyped for this. I might even just make my own separate video just to explain that hype. They just showed it off there. They didn't say anything about exclusivity, which, it's going to be on Steam and PS4. They're not, also no Switch version, unfortunately. But, they didn't say that there was going to be content exclusive stuff, which seems to be a pretty interesting theme around here, at least with the Microsoft conference. They didn't mention a lot of, they showed off a good amount of games from third parties, but they didn't say really that, they were going to get exclusive stuff, sort of how Sony's getting stuff like that with Call of Duty, Destiny and a whole bunch of other things. So yeah, they showed it off. Game looked cool, but there wasn't kind of like, oh, like you should get an Xbox because we have exclusive DLC coming here first or something like that. Something else I saw is a Black Desert. It sort of looked like a Monster Hunter type game I saw first. Kind of sort of an answer to that, but towards the end, we found out it was actually an MMORPG. It looked interesting, looked cool, kind of very anime kind of style based. It seemed interesting. Then after they showed, or the next thing that caught my attention was Code Vein, which is a Dark Souls mixed with anime type of look. Once again, these things, they were showing off. It's coming to PlayStation 4 also. But it's just, they didn't give any like, oh, we have exclusive content or anything like that. Just more like, hey, we support these devs. They came on our stage just to show off more games. There was also a deep look into Sea of Thieves. They kind of showed off, like kind of, you're able to just jump off the boat, swimming. You could explore sunken ships. There's also like sharks in the waters you have to watch out for. They did like an island exploring segment. And then kind of they fought like another pirate ship. It looks very co-op based. Should be interesting how that plays out. It looks cool. I'll give it a try. I'm not sure how much that's gonna stick with me. Then they show like this kind of, at first it was like a little teaser of a little, it looked like it was Conquer, but it was actually like a whole new IP, Super Lucky's Tale. It's a 3D platform. It reminds me a lot of Super Mario 3D World, kind of in the idea of how the worlds look and like the camera view. It seems pretty fixed. It's not going to be like kind of free how, let's say, Super Mario 64 is, or kind of how the Banjo games were. It seems like fixed camera, 3D platformer. Seems cool. I'll give it a shot. They showed off Cuphead again, and they finally gave out a release date. September 29th this year. Let's go. A lot of people were waiting after seeing that for so many years. We finally get a date. I'm pretty sure that was actually also like one of the first games they showed for the Xbox One. And now, finally have a date. Get to play this. Finally. So we'll see how that goes. So, another game that they kept, or that they showed a while ago, I haven't said anything about, is Crackdown 3. So we got Terry Crews starring in it. It's coming out this year, November 7th, so that's awesome. One thing that kind of caught my eye, because they showed, like, the trailer showed some gameplay, is that the environments didn't seem as destructible as they kind of were teasing at. Kind of with the first teaser trailer we saw, they just blow up a building. You didn't really see any of that. You saw a whole bunch of explosions, but you didn't see like the environment really reacting to that. Maybe some stuff around, like kind of just like maybe gas stations, things like that. I think that's what I saw that exploded. Nothing as like, not everything's destructible. Then there was also like a demo, like a tech demo that they showed earlier where they just kept with cloud processing, where they just blasted a building and you saw everything kind of blow up. You didn't really see that with this. You know, I guess that kind of sucks to notice, but if it's as good as the first Crackdown game, I'm still like on board for it totally. They showed off Shadow of War there. That seemed cool. They added more to the Nemesis system, where you get to recruit now forces, and they'll fight for you, and you're able to set up and kind of invade a certain like kind of whoever like is in a higher position. You know, they'll give you info, be like, oh, like this person, like, you know, he has a large army, just recruit more people. So then you recruit more people, and then you just like have an all-out crazy battle. Looks like it's gonna be. Hence the Shadows of War kind of idea. Seems cool. So another thing that they announced is that they're gonna expand on the backwards compatibility. They're gonna add now OG Xbox games. With the first title they announced was Crimson Skies. That was actually a pretty cool game. I enjoyed it. Also, shouts out, they called it OG game, so you know it's actually called the OG Xbox, or at least you know that's what I've been calling it. Cool to see that they kind of like acknowledge that. That's just me though, but you know, let's go OG Xbox. They also announced that a good amount of games that are out now are gonna have Xbox One X support. They said Final Fantasy 15, Resident Evil 7, Gears of War 4, Horizon 3, just a couple that they said. The third-party games doesn't surprise me that much because they already have PS4 Pro support, so it's cool that they're still going to be like, yeah, we're going to support both of these systems just so that, you know, just so you can get your money's worth for this console. And then the very last game that they showed was Anthem? It's Anthem, BioWare's new IP. It seems like direct challenge to Destiny. So it's kind of like exosuit based. It reminds me that it's kind of a mix of Halo and Titanfall with the Spartan suits, but it's just they're more like they feel more heavy and mechanical, sort of like the mechs from Titanfall. Co-op multiplayer shown in game. They showed in-game gameplay. It looked cool, but it looked really too nice, and I don't think so. It's it's gonna be running in game. So that's kind of something you should watch out for if you see the gameplay of it. It looks interesting, looks cool. Like I said, direct challenge to Destiny. It would be interesting how they take this. And it's coming out in 2018, so we shouldn't expect it too soon. And it'll be interesting to sort of how it's going to come out a year after Destiny 2, which I feel they're going to improve a lot of things that people didn't like in Destiny 1. So that's what caught my attention in the Microsoft conference. Really quick video. I'll probably make more in-depth videos of a lot of these topics in here, because there's a lot of things I could pick at and just make a whole video for. Leave a comment below to let us know what you're very excited or what you saw from that and that really got you pumped up. And make sure to like and subscribe. Peace out, you guys.